Thank you all for coming out. It's really awesome to see the whole tech community getting together. There was a big gap after Sprout Up left, and this is really starting to fill the gap nicely. So I'm talking about growing without raising angel or VC funding. BuzzBuzzHome has grown without VC funding. I'm not saying that this is the best way for everyone to go. I think every company is very different, but we grew without VC funding, and I'm going to talk a little bit about what we learned along the way. So right now we're at 45 employees. We're profitable. We haven't raised any money. We have offices, our headquarters in Toronto. We have offices in New York and Vancouver, and we're a listing site across all of North America. So it's really about growing without capital is about being not being cheap, but being really efficient with your resources. So the really key thing is getting paying customers as soon as possible. And you've heard of ship, ship, ship. Well, we really believe in ship, 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 and sell, 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 hustle, hustle, hustle. For us, it was really important. My business partner, Cliff, is here. He's really on the ship, ship, ship side. But the ability to actually bring on customers really early on is super important. I'll never forget the time that Cliff and I went to go pick up our first check for $1,000. We went out to a Citizen, which is props to Citizen. There's one of their buildings in the background. Went to their offices, came back, went right to the bank, and we forgot the check at the office. So we had to run back downtown. But that $1,000 is first really important. It's $1,000 a month we were getting, $12,000 a year. It's something, it's actual capital that we've got coming in. More importantly though, it lets us work and really figure out what our clients want. So we're able to kind of shift along the way. It's really easy if you raise $10 million and just build. Well, you might be building the wrong thing and really spinning your wheels. So for us, we were working really closely with our customers early on and shaping the product as we grew. Quit your day job. This one is really important. It's something that we learned really early on. You can't start a business and be working full-time somewhere else, in my opinion. It wouldn't work for us. Along the way, we've seen a lot of competitors come. We've had a lot of friends start their businesses. Some of our competitors actually launched really amazing products that could have been detrimental to us, but the founders actually didn't leave their day jobs. And because of that, they ended up failing. They ended up shutting down within the first year and a half or so, because they weren't able, you can spend all your time doing really well, I think one area, but not being half-assed on both jobs. So to really focus in on what you're doing in your core job. Knowing your business inside out and your industry inside out. Here's another example where, again, along the way, we've seen a lot of competitors come. They've seen that we were doing well, and they thought, okay, here's a listing site of all new residential development. We can do that. We can easily do that. But they didn't understand the real estate market, the intricacies of the real estate market, and really how people search for new construction. So again, they launched very nice-looking products, but very quickly they learned there's a lot more to it than just copying. And again, they ended up going away or pivoting into other markets. So really knowing your business inside out and your industry inside out is paramount. Hire as best you can. This is really tough. You're starting up, maybe you've put $30,000, your life savings, whatever it is, into this company. You can't afford to take engineers from Google. It just doesn't work. But what you can do is you can find out traits that make incredible people. So you can kind of focus in and actually afford people that have real potential. So the diamonds in the rough. One of our key employees, we actually just moved her to New York, to our New York office a few months ago. We hired her right out of university. Really bright mind. She had a great culture that fit with us. She's grown along the way, and she's now our executive vice president running our US operations. So actually finding out the perfect fit and what makes people great is super important, because you can make the person the best. Learn how to say no. This was really hard this was probably the hardest thing that I've had to learn along the way. Again, if you've got unlimited capital, it's really easy to do 1,000 different things. But learning how to say no. So I've got a few examples of this. My partner and I, we saw Groupon coming really early on. We said, okay, let's create a similar thing to Groupon in Canada. We partnered up with our friend Jeremy Zucker. He ended up taking it to become WagJag, but we actually ended up leaving the company really early on. We decided, you know what, the more we're focusing on this, we're diverting away from BuzzBuzzHome. So we ended up having to walk away from it. Another thing is commercial real estate. It's something that people always said to us, why don't you have commercial real estate? Again, you have to really focus on your product. Same with resale. Get into the trenches. This one's really self-explanatory, but you have to do everything. You can't just go think you're the, raise money, think you're the CEO, but you have to get into the trenches. And networking is really important. Come to these events. Thank you very much. Any questions? Yes.
So, how did you afford to hire somebody when you were having money?
Yeah, so my partner and I both put in money when we started up.
How much money?
We put in, I think we put in about 30,000 each, so 60,000 in total. So that was our initial investment in the company. Again, we got really lucky in that we were able to bring on clients early on. So from day one, we launched the product, and I was out hustling on the streets trying to get clients, and we were profitable within the first year. Bring on clients, and you can hire people. That is, any other questions? Oh, yeah.
Maybe I'm not too clear on the model. Like, do you guys put listings on your website and then?
Yeah. So the question is just on the model and how our model works. So yeah, we're a free listing of all new residential construction. So all new condos, townhomes, subdivisions, anything new from a builder, high-rise or low-rise, urban or suburban, we list on BuzzBuzzHome. Then builders are able to feature their projects on our site to get extra visibility.
And the builders pay you guys?
And the builders pay us a recurring monthly fee.
Okay, so it's subscription. Isn't that a bit low to barrier to entry?
It is potentially, it could be seen as a low barrier to entry. On the other hand, there is a huge barrier to entry in that, one, understanding how the industry works, two, the actual information that we get. So we have a bunch of different ways that we gather information from manual, we have 10 researchers on staff who literally go out to find the information. We get feeds from builders, so builders actually give us feeds, so those feeds are really strong, and we have inventory management systems to actually import the data as well.
So you want to become like an
MLS of only new construction, only new residential construction. Yeah.
And are you ever thinking about maybe even going to the narrow space in the real estate in the future, like maybe condo pre-construction or?
Yeah. So the question was, are we going to even make our space more narrow? No. Anything new is where we go. Pre-construction is kind of our bread and butter. It's a huge part of our business, but that falls under the new construction. Exactly, expanding in the same space, exactly. So we're now across all of North America, and we're going to be expanding to Europe pretty shortly. Yeah.
So there was obviously some risk in putting up your own capital. Did you have a contingency plan in case you started to run out of money?
The question was, did we have a contingency plan in case we started to run out of money? No, there was no contingency plan. I left a good job. I was VP of development for a luxury condo builder. My partner started his own company that he ended up exiting. And yeah, I became really low. I mean, I had, I think we were no salary for the first year and a half or so, or 2 years of business. So my own personal savings was pretty much at rock bottom by the time we started to be able to take a salary. But no, there was zero contingency plan. Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
At what point did you quit your day job? You said shortly after launching, you were founding the page and looking for clients. So did you quit before development, during development, or after launch?
I quit my job. I had the idea. I floated the idea around to a bunch of people in the industry. About half of them kind of poo-pooed the idea. Sorry, the question was, did I quit my job? At what stage did I quit my job? I had the idea, floated it around, it got kind of poo-pooed by half people really liked the idea, and it was at the idea stage that I decided, okay, I'm going to give notice and actually pursue this full-time. I did do consulting part-time during the first, while we were still under development, but once we actually launched the project, I fully quit all other jobs.
You felt there was some conflict of interest when you were starting?
The question was there? Did I feel there was a conflict of interest while I was between?
Consulting and quitting?
No.